What if the thing you've been avoiding your entire life is actually the one force that could make you unstoppable? Right now, at this exact moment, millions of people are holding themselves back. Not because they lack talent, not because they lack intelligence, but because they are terrified of one simple word: no. There's someone scrolling right now who won't text the person they're thinking about because they might not get a reply. There's someone sitting in a meeting silent because their idea might get challenged. There's someone with a life-changing idea that will never exist because they're afraid the world might reject it. And here's the uncomfortable truth: they're not free, they're controlled. Not by a person, not by a system, but by something far more subtle: the fear of rejection. But what if everything you believe about rejection is wrong? What if rejection isn't a threat, but a tool? What if the people who dominate life, the ones who get what they want, say what they want, and live how they want, aren't avoiding rejection, they're chasing it? In this video, you're going to learn how to completely flip your relationship with rejection and turn it into a weapon. By the end, you won't just tolerate rejection, you'll start using it. Section 1. The hidden trap controlling most people. Let's start with something most people don't fully understand. Your fear of rejection isn't a personal flaw. It's not because you're weak. It's not because you lack confidence. It's biological. It's wired into you. When someone dismisses you, ignores you, or simply says no, your brain doesn't treat it like a small social moment. It reacts as if you've been physically attacked. The same neural circuits that fire when you experience actual physical pain activate during social rejection. Let that sink in. Your mind literally interprets rejection as a form of injury, not metaphorically, literally. That tight feeling in your chest, that drop in your stomach, that urge to retreat or disappear. That's not imagination, that's your nervous system sounding an alarm. But why would your brain be designed this way? Why would something as simple as a no feel so intense? Because thousands of years ago, rejection didn't just hurt your feelings, it threatened your survival. If your tribe excluded you, if your group pushed you out, you didn't just feel lonely, you died. No protection, no shared resources, no safety. So your brain evolved to prevent that at all costs. It built a system designed to keep you accepted, included, and approved of. An internal voice that constantly warns you: don't say the wrong thing. Don't stand out too much. Don't risk being rejected. Stay liked. Stay safe. And for ancient humans, that system worked perfectly. It kept them alive. But here's the problem. You're not living in that world anymore. You're not dependent on a tribe for survival. A no doesn't exile you into the wilderness. A disagreement doesn't threaten your life. Rejection in today's world is uncomfortable, but not dangerous. And yet, your brain still treats it like a life or death situation. That outdated survival mechanism is still running in the background, quietly shaping your behavior. It's the reason you hesitate when you should act. It's the reason you overthink simple decisions. It's the reason you replay conversations in your head. It's the reason you hold back your real thoughts. It's the reason you shrink even when you know you shouldn't. Every time you stop yourself and think, what if they say no? What if they judge me? What if I look stupid? That system is taking control. And the more you listen to it, the stronger it becomes. Slowly, subtly, without you even noticing, you begin to design your life around avoiding discomfort. You start choosing safety over growth. You stop applying for opportunities that feel uncertain. You stay quiet when you should speak. You avoid situations where you might be challenged. You don't take risks that could move your life forward. You tell yourself you're being smart, realistic, careful, but in reality, you're being conditioned conditioned to stay small, conditioned to stay predictable, conditioned to stay within invisible boundaries created by fear. You become cautious in everything you do, measured in everything you say, calculated in every move you make. And over time, that caution turns into limitation. That limitation turns into stagnation. And eventually, without even realizing how it happened, you fade into the background. Not because you lack potential, but because you've trained yourself to avoid anything that might expose you to rejection. You become safe. You become controlled. And worst of all, you become invisible. Section 2. Why fear makes you weak and easy to control. Here's where it gets dangerous. When you fear rejection, you don't just avoid it. You start shaping yourself to prevent it. You adjust your opinions so people won't disagree. You tone down your personality so people won't judge. You lower your ambitions so people won't laugh. Without realizing it, you hand over control of your life to other people's reactions. You become dependent on approval. And once someone controls your need for approval, they control you. Think about it. If someone knows you're afraid of being disliked, they don't need to force you to obey. They just need to threaten disapproval. That's it. And you'll adjust yourself instantly. This is why so many people never rise. Not because they lack ability, but because they're too concerned with being accepted. They trade power for comfort. And the worst part, the more you fear rejection, the more rejection you actually attract. Because people can sense it. Desperation shows. Neediness leaks through your tone, your body language, your energy. And nothing pushes people away faster than someone who needs their approval. Section 3. The power shift, rejection as strength. Now let's flip everything. What if rejection wasn't something to avoid, but something to pursue? Think about the people who achieve the most. Do they play it safe? Or do they take bold risks? Do they wait for approval? Or do they act without it? The truth is simple. The more you attempt, the more you risk, the more you put yourself out there, the more rejection you will face. And that's not failure. That's proof of action. Rejection is a byproduct of movement. If you're never getting rejected, you're not playing at a level that matters. You're staying in safe territory. But growth doesn't live there. Power doesn't live there. Opportunity doesn't live there. They exist on the other side of risk. Section 4. Rejection as training or toughness system. Imagine rejection like resistance training. Every no is weight, every dismissal is pressure, every failure is strain. And just like in the gym, without resistance, you don't grow. There is no strength without tension, no progress without discomfort, no transformation without challenge. The same principle applies to your mind. The first rejection hits hard. It feels personal. It lingers longer than it should. The second one still stings. You think about it. You question yourself. The third, the fourth, the fifth, you start noticing something. You're still standing. Nothing actually broke. Nothing ended. Nothing collapsed the way you feared it would. And then comes the 10th rejection. At that point, it barely registers. What once felt overwhelming now feels routine. What once stopped you now barely slows you down. Because with every exposure, your tolerance increases. Your emotional threshold expands. And slowly, you begin to detach from the outcome. Eventually, you reach a point where rejection no longer controls your state. It doesn't dictate your confidence. It doesn't define your decisions. It doesn't shrink your actions. It becomes neutral. Just another response. Just another data point. Just another step in the process. And when that shift happens, something powerful unlocks. You become free. Free from hesitation. Free from the constant need to be approved. Free from the invisible pressure to be liked. You stop pausing before speaking. You stop rewriting your thoughts to fit expectations. You stop holding back ideas that could change everything. You stop overanalyzing every move. You stop second-guessing your instincts. You stop filtering yourself just to stay comfortable. And in that space of freedom, you begin to operate differently. You take actions most people avoid. You ask for things others are too afraid to request. You step into opportunities others talk themselves out of. You move faster, you think clearer, you act bolder. Not because you're fearless, but because fear no longer controls your behavior. That's when you realize something most people never do. Rejection didn't weaken you. It trained you. It conditioned you. It built a level of mental toughness that comfort never could. And that's the exact moment where power begins. Section 5. The Psychology of Indifference. Here's a principle most people never realize. The less you need someone's approval, the more valuable you become to them. Humans are wired to desire what feels scarce. If you're constantly seeking validation, you lower your perceived value. But when you appear unaffected, when you don't chase, when you don't cling, people become curious. They wonder, why don't they need approval? What do they have that others don't? And that curiosity turns into attraction, not just in relationships, but in business, leadership, and influence. The moment you stop needing validation, you stop being controlled by it. Section 6. Practical rules to master rejection. Let's make this actionable. Rule 1. Expect rejection, don't fear it. Assume that rejection is part of the process, not an exception, not a surprise, a standard outcome. When you expect it, you remove its emotional power. You ask anyway, you act anyway, you move anyway. Rule 2. Stop chasing acceptance. Most people beg indirectly. They soften their words. They apologize for asking. They make themselves smaller. Don't do that. State what you want clearly. No over-explaining, no over-justifying. Confidence is rare, and rare things are respected. Rule 3. Use selective rejection yourself. Your time, energy, and attention are valuable. If you give them to everyone, they lose value. Start saying no, not to manipulate, but to protect your standards. When access to you is limited, your presence becomes more meaningful. Rule 4. Be boldly visible. Say what others avoid saying. Do what others hesitate to do. Take action before you feel ready, because boldness creates opportunities that caution never will. Even when boldness leads to rejection, it still builds reputation. People respect those who take risks. Rule 5. Reframe rejection completely. When someone rejects you, don't internalize it. They don't see your full potential. They don't understand your full value. They don't have your perspective. Their judgment is based on limited information. So why give it full authority? Rejection says more about their perception than your worth. Section 7. The final transformation. When you stop fearing rejection, everything changes. You speak freely. You act decisively. You take risks others won't. You stop waiting for permission, and slowly, you shift from someone seeking approval to someone setting standards. People start reacting to you differently, not because you changed who you are, but because you removed the fear that was limiting you. And here's the ultimate truth. The people who seem powerful aren't immune to rejection. They just don't let it control their actions. Most people will hear this and do nothing. They'll agree, they'll nod, and then go right back to playing small. But a few will take this seriously. They'll start acting differently. They'll take risks. They'll face rejection, and they'll grow stronger because of it. So here's your challenge. Do one thing today that risks rejection. Say the thing, make the move, take the chance. Because every no you survive makes you harder to stop. And eventually, unstoppable. Rejection isn't your enemy. It's your training ground. Use it.